Today we're going to be doing our updates for our phone flipping price list, guys. If you guys don't know what the phone flipping buyers price list is, that is a price list that is composed of 50 buyers internationally and in the country. So what we do is we have assembled a whole bunch of buyers that are on one price list where we actually factor in all price lists together to find market value, and then we use a bidding system so all buyers are able to bid on the devices that you are looking to sell. So this puts buyers against each other so we can get the highest offer, and we have excelled with over 80 plus people this year new, okay, not including the people that have joined last year and the year before, so far this year. So we are thriving with this price list, and I cannot wait for you guys to see these updates. Let's get into it, right? So first, where you can get the buyer's price list, you go to hustletaught.me.com, go to phone flipping buyer's price list right here, and then it breaks down everything with the price list, guys. It lets you know exactly everything that you're able to do. They pay you top dollar as far as market value. Now, if you are looking for a consumer price, obviously that is a difference. Consumers always pay higher than buyers because consumers are looking to buy devices based upon what they feel devices are worth. Buyers buy devices based upon what the market value is. It's two different things. But I have something interesting to show you guys today. So I have a few different buyers that I actually utilize certain price lists from. And I found this one to be very interesting because while this person is sending me their price list, I didn't agree with them on what their prices for the iPhone 16s were. So they send me every single day a new price list for this 16 so that we are 100% transparent. And I want to go over it with you guys. And I'm going over legitimately what their prices are, what they're getting paid. Okay, so let's go and see. Now, I desire for all of the buyers to be transparent with me because, again, my main motive with the buyer's price list is for you guys to get paid. That is the main motive. And I told them that because, see, you guys have to pay one time for this price list, but they get paid monthly for this price list. Okay, the buyers, I pay them to be on this price list because they are competing against each other, and a lot of them don't want to compete against each other because they don't need to. But the point of the matter is if I could put money in their pockets and entice them to compete while also making sure that we always have leverage with buyers, we win. And that is what I'm all about, winning, right? So at the end of the day, losers lose, winners win. People that do the same thing expecting a different result are insane. We are not insane, and we are absolutely abnormal, and we are looking to continue to grow and find different ways to make money. So as you guys see, for the iPhone 16 Pro Max locked, we actually are at a bit of a turning point. Now, when I first saw this, I saw the desert. I call it desert. Yeah, the desert was plus 10, but then it's like now they have white is plus 10. Now, as you guys see in the red letters, these are going to be, I call them stipulations, but they're basically going to be like boost. So $10 plus whatever price you see in the price list for that device is going to be for white and desert. So the beautiful thing about that is if you are somebody going out to buy phones, you know what phones to attack. You want to attack the white and the desert one, okay? Now, the white was not always plus 10, but let me let you know what this means to me when I see it. So when I see this, right, I start to automatically see and think, okay, so white must be at high demand internationally. It's not about what is at in demand when it comes to in the States, because in the States, that's not where a lot of these phones that we are flipping are being sold. A lot of the phones that we're flipping are being sold overseas, right? Because that's why we're able to get the prices we're able to get, because these phones are being brought, higher overseas than they are over here. So it lets me know that these devices are selling. But if you go down to the iPhone 15 Pro Max locked, right? If we go down right here, you can easily see that the natural is plus 10 here too, which means that these are selling well too. So they obviously got a bump in price, and they obviously are in high demand. And then you see the iPhone 16e locked, right? Now this is a phone that has recently came out of recording, and this is a device that a lot of people don't even know the value of, because you'll find a lot of people on Facebook, a lot of people on OfferUp, they're charging people, well, trying to charge people $600 to buy this phone that ain't even worth it, right? It's just not worth it. So what I like to do is go not line for line, because I feel like that's going to take us forever, but let's just nitpick through this price list. I see the iPhone 16 Pro Max 256 is $730 still not activated. Now, on a lot of the price lists, you'll see these categories. You'll see sealed, not activated. You'll see activated, and then you'll see no box. So no box HSO means no box handset only. And this basically is saying that the device is just there. It's just the device. It's no box. Usually you'll find sellers that are selling this if they got these phones out of a store. If they got these phones because they found them. But I haven't really found a lot of people that have these newer devices not in a box. And if they did, they usually did something fraudulent to get them, to be honest. Okay. That's just the honest truth. I know, again, a lot of people don't get that deep with you guys, but I do. A lot of these phones are not being received in a manner of them going up to Apple and just buying it straight out, right? Like, a lot of these are being brought or found, or people are getting these cheap because they're doing a bunch of different methods to get them. Okay, so let's just be real. Now, I see the 256 is $730 sealed, non-activated, but then as you see, activated is the same exact price. So if you look down this price list, you'll see that every single model is the same price, sealed or open. Why is that? Well, the reason that is because no matter what, for a locked device, a device that is leaving an AT&T or a device that's leaving T-Mobile or even Verizon, these devices are already activated. Once they're scanned into inventory within that store, they're activated. Once they are scanned, they're activated. Now, let's make this clear. We're not talking about necessarily cellular activated, but they are on the network because it is scanned into inventory. Now, once the phone is scanned through the register, through the iPad by the sales rep, then usually that's when they are activated on your account. It being activated on your account is seamless. Like, you can't stop that, right? Like, you can't say, hey, I want to buy the phone, but don't activate it on my account. Like, they're going to look at you like you're crazy, right? So that's why it's the same price, because they virtually know that it's impossible for people to just get sealed, not activated. But back in the day, especially with Verizon, it was easy to get sealed, not activated. Now, when it comes to no box HSO, that is a bit different. As you see, pricing is usually $30 to $20 lower. Okay, so that's what you can expect with the locked phones. But let's actually go through the full phone flipping buyers price list, which is going to be right here. Okay, now this price list has an information tab where it gives you all of the information on how you submit your devices, and then it gives you the new iPhones, used iPhones, Samsungs, iCloud slash blacklisted. Okay, so you can buy iCloud lock and blacklisted. It gives you iPads, Apple accessories, which also includes a bunch of other things like AirTags, AirPods, AirPod Maxes, where is it at? Hold on, guys. Give me a second. It also includes Pixels, Sony headphones, PS5s, the Apple TVs. So it includes all of that as well. Apple HomePods, keyboards. So different things of that nature. And then you have Apple Watches, and then you have MacBooks, okay? So you can use this price list to find the value of any device current, okay? So we update this every single week and sometimes daily, depending on when the price moves. So this is very beneficial, okay? Now let's go over some prices. So for an iPhone, because we just went over the iPhone 16's prices, right? So we just went over the used prices. Now the used prices from that price list that we just saw, the used prices are the prices that the buyer is getting paid. I'm literally showing you what the buyer is making from these devices. Now, when we go over to new, you can see, okay, for instance, an iPhone 16 Pro Max unlocked, sealed, not activated, $900. A iPhone 16 Pro Max 256 locked is $645. That's a huge difference. That's why it's important, if you're going to buy these devices and you're trying to get the newest device, always buy unlocked. But the problem with that is that no matter what phone you get, you're going to get the same profit margin. Like if you say in your head, I want to make $50 from these phones, then just literally deduct $50 every single time you get a phone. No matter if you get an iPhone 14, 13, 15, you're going to make the same amount of money. All right. Now, when it comes to used, the ones that I do want to talk about that have intrigued me, the phones that I would buy, right? These are the phones that I would buy. I would buy the iPhone 15. I would buy the iPhone 14. I would buy the iPhone 13 Pro Max. Now, the reason I would buy the iPhone 13 Pro Max is because the iPhone 13 Pro Max is a phone that can still be sold to consumers. So I would buy these. I would utilize this price to actually bid. So let me explain. What I would do is before, if I go on OfferUp and I say I go on OfferUp and I type in iPhone 13 Pro Max. Before, what I would do, before I even had a price list, is I would just guess the price, or I would just offer a random price, or I would type it into Google, iPhone 13 Pro Max. And then I would look at the price and I'd be like, okay, I see that it's selling for around $300. So I'm going to offer somebody $250. But that isn't the true market value. The true market value is going to be unlocked or locked. So if we're talking about unlocked, great condition, 280, unlocked, well, locked, great condition, 205. So that doesn't mean I have to buy the device at this price point. That just tells me what I should not be going over if I'm trying to sell it internationally. The reason I utilize this list though is because this list helps me actually not overpay. But I'm going to overpay for our iPhone 13 Pro Max no matter what, because this is too low. This is too low. All right. Like when it comes to market value, obviously nobody wants the 13 Pro Max, but when it comes to in the States, people still do want this device. Like, let's be real. They still want the 13 Pro Max. So I know I can sell this to somebody, but I do also know I can't buy it for $450. So no, what I would do is I would go and I would say, hey, I can do, me seeing that it was worth $280 on the price list. I know for a fact that I shouldn't pay anywhere above $350, right? I usually will only do 50 or 60 higher than profit margin if I'm going to sell to a consumer, because what I would do is I would sell this, instead of selling it for $450 like this person, he tried to sell it for $650. That's crazy. I would sell this for $400. See what I'm saying? So that's how this price list can work. You can actually utilize this to actually make assumptions on what price you should buy if you're selling to consumers. Consumers are just regular people, guys, regular people. Another phone I would buy would be the iPhone 14, because the iPhone 14 is cheap. Okay, a lot of people don't know, but the iPhone 14 and 15 are not worth money. They're not, well, I don't want to say that. That's stupid to say. They're not worth a lot of money. And prime example, you could take this. I'm actually about to pick this one up. I just haven't responded to them, but this seems like a scam. Okay, what's the IMEI? But this seems like a scam, because this person says I leave tomorrow. Yeah, you're trying to do all that extra stuff and trying to rush me. That's what scammers do. They try to rush you and try to get you to hurry up and buy and all of that. We ain't worried about none of that. Regardless, guys, I have another one, I believe. Where? Yeah, so I have another one for a 14 that I can buy. But again, they're selling for $245. $200 is a great price. The point of the matter that I'm trying to tell you guys is the iPhone 14, you can get this for low right now. So get it and then sell it to a consumer for a little bit higher. Sell it for $300. Sell it for $300. Somebody, if you got an unlocked iPhone 14 for $300, you're gonna sell. If you got a locked iPhone 14, sell that thing for $275, but list it for $350 or something like that. But settle for something like $275. You can sell it and actually make money. Same thing for the iPhone 15. It's ironic that the 14 is that low, but when you look up the iPhone 15, people are trying to price it a little bit higher. Well, a lot higher, but like this, look, 400. There's no way this is worth 400. Because if this was worth 400, let's look at the iPhone 16. This is how you know the market is messed up and people don't know what they're doing. The iPhone 16 is worth $650, but if you go from what they're saying on here, now I'm not telling you that's what it's worth, guys. Let's make that clear. But hold on, 700, 600, 700. So people are trying to sell it for 600 to 700, right? If we look up iPhone 16 right now, look at this. If we look up iPhone 16, let's say cost, right? If I look up that it starts at 600. So why would I be paying more than the price I can go to Apple and get it? Now, a seasoned person that is a seller will probably try to tell you, oh, well, you're paying taxes at Apple. No, I'm not. Once it comes out of the Apple factory, it depreciates about $150. You're not about to get me. So that's really important, guys, to make sure that you don't let nobody catch you slipping like a transmission and have you actually making an offer that doesn't make sense. And that is what the price list helps you with, guys. So again, guys, that is some of the price list updates. I'll bring videos like this frequently. I try to not cover the whole price list because I know that would be a long video and a lot of people don't watch an hour and a half, but I do go live and recap this price list often. And if you guys want the price list, you can go to hustlertaught.me.com and you can get it, and you can actually see more of the prices, so you can actually make the accurate offers and sell it to consumers or buyers. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.